This is my cultural autobiography number 5. I've chosen to do A, identify and explain just the way things are, cultural value or belief you hold. Where does it stem from? What does it mean to you? How and what ways does it influence and or impact you? So I've chosen to talk about um, in athletics because I'm a part of that culture. Um, adjust the way things are culture would be talking about how when we as athletes get hurt and we're on the field, it's kind of you just swallow your pain and you continue to play because it's just the way things are. And we've been raised off of that since we started playing competitively, um, especially with the new advances in um, injury recovery and whatnot. It helps you become healed quicker, but mentally, you there are no advances in how to mentally become better um, through an injury. So that's why a lot of athletes struggle with coming back. For instance, with concussions, for just the way things are. Even when you have one, a lot of athletes don't speak up about it because we can't take that time off. It's dedicated to our team. It's what we're, especially in collegiate athletes being on scholarship. It's like they are paying you to be here, and it's almost as if it's wrong to take the time off to heal yourself. But if you ask anyone on the outside who's not on the team, besides parents, some parents understand, some don't. They say, you need to take care of your body and whatnot, and everyone else just thinks you're kind of crazy for doing this. But people who are on the same level and a part of the cultural value and that they share that belief as well, they understand. I think it stems from just being a knowing that you are being paid, if you're a collegiate athlete, to be held to that standard, or knowing as you're playing in club, trying to work up to that, so you know that you can't take those days off because you have to be at your best, because every opportunity is an opportunity to get better. It just means I've learned this year a lot, especially becoming a medical redshirt and dealing with concussions, that it is more important, my health at some points, than to just give it all to a team, because sometimes things don't turn out in your favor and it can just make every situation worse if you don't take the time to heal for yourself. It has influenced me just on being out because of a medical red shirt for my concussions. I have experienced issues with school and issues with my vision now, and struggling to look at a computer and to go to class just because of trying to come back too soon through each concussion and then sustaining another one, and just all of them adding up becomes an issue now that I have to deal with. And I have been forced to take the months off to get better, but my coaches had to force me into this. It wasn't my choice because I did not want to be done. So it's just been bred in me since I was young to be this way, and was with many other athletes. We don't feel like we can take the time off, or you feel as if you are just a burden. I think it can kind of relate to our just the way things are. For people who are colorblind, they kind of just accept the idea that in those cultures that it's just the way things are, that they live, if you're a segregated community, they live over here, we live over here. We go to this high school, they go to different cultures, and that's just the way it is. But rather than be colorblind, then be color brave and try to fix it and say, okay, well, let me send my child to this school and let me enforce him or her that they get a part of that culture, and that they learn something and they broaden their spectrum, rather than be forced to be so small-sighted and influence more colorblindness throughout our generations. So I think that's how it can relate to it in some ways, is both of these two topics are just the way things are, and they should be obviously changed in both aspects. Athletes should be told that we matter just as much as our bodies mean to the team and our talent. Our mental health matters as well. And sometimes we're not okay and we just have to deal with that rather than act like it's just the way things are. Same thing with with being a part of a society that is colorblind and does not want to fix the racism problem, that we need to fix it rather than just see it and be a part of it, but never choose to address it. And we cannot solve for both of these issues. It cannot be solved until we address them.